Today on an all-new Dr. Phil.
Growing up, Hannah got great grades. She was a cheerleader.
From Christian cheerleader.
I sell pictures for money.
To a rebellious.
You spent a lot of time in jail.
Wild child.
Do you want a relationship with your parents?
This is who I am, and they're gonna have to accept it and love me still, or they can just block me out like they always do. I don't care.
You need to start owning what you're doing.
I'm not gonna change. Everything you see, all these mugshots, all these pictures, this is me.
It's not the real you.
Then who's the real me?
We don't know.
That teenage girl, that perfect cheerleader, that was never me.
Let's do it.
Have a good show, everybody. Here we go.
This is a safe place to talk about hard things.
Stand by. We'll count you down.
Today's going to be a changing day in your life.
5, 4.
I am not giving up on you. Well, you're going to meet today young Hannah. She is a former cheerleader and Sunday school student who says she now keeps it real on the gram by posing provocatively for her thousands of followers. She also says being real for her includes a criminal record for stealing and crashing a car, possession of drugs, and resisting arrest. In fact, she says 3 of the last 4 years she spent behind bars. She's 21. Here are her mugshots, all 8 of them. While Hannah's parents, Jacqueline and Jody, say their daughter's behavior has shocked and horrified them, Hannah claims she was always rebellious and learned how to be manipulative from her own mother. Her parents wonder, where did they go wrong? Take a look.
Hannah has gone from being the perfect daughter to a parent's worst nightmare.
My daughter's completely gone off the deep end.
Growing up, Hannah got great grades. She was a cheerleader.
I did dance class. I was a pretty happy kid.
Hannah was about 14 years old. Everything changed. Hannah was failing school. She was drinking. She was partying. It was a mess.
As a teenager, I did go to juvenile detention about 6 times.
With all my daughters, including Hannah, I told them about sex. So what I did is I had a really beautifully nice package, and I used it as a visual to help the girls understand how to present themselves. Just told her that this kind of represented her body and her self-worth, and what happens if some of it became torn. Just kind of asked her, would you like to receive a present like that?
I was 15 when I lost my virginity.
The more we tried to control her, the more she acted out.
She just did what she wanted when she wanted to do it.
The minute I turned 17, I got the hell out of there and I moved in with my boyfriend.
I never thought Hannah would leave at 17. We only had very few rules we asked her to abide by. She decided she didn't want to do those and wanted to live her own life.
For the past 4 years, Hannah's life has completely fallen apart.
I've spent about 3 years in jail.
Hannah has a string of felony charges, from resisting arrest, assaulting a police officer, and even stealing a car.
Her life is just in shambles.
I don't have a regular job and I'm technically homeless.
We're not really sure how Hannah supports herself. I have seen her social media posts.
There are very provocative pictures of her.
Some pictures I've seen, she's just been wearing her underwear and taking pictures in the mirror.
I suspect it's possible that Hannah could be prostituting herself. We have had to completely cut her off. She's not allowed to come to our house. We don't give her any money. I'm torn between wanting to help Hannah and just walk away from it all.
Okay. Here's what you said. You said she was perfect as a child. She was quiet, obedient. She got A's and B's.
Yep.
And you said everything changed when she turned 15. So how did she go from quiet and obedient to these mugshots? And as you look at these mugshots, what do you think as you look at these?
It's heartbreaking. It's
It's the pictures of the downfall of our daughter.
It's so sad to think that somewhere deep inside of her there is so much pain that she doesn't know how to deal with. This is what she does.
And you say the first problem was when she stole perfume at a mall when she was 15. What was happening when she was 15? What was going on? What else was going on at 15?
Oh, there was a lot of life changes. My husband had lost his job.
Okay.
We ended up losing our home. We were living in Salvation Army. I mean, there was a lot of things happening to the family, the nucleus of the family at that time.
So at 15, the wheels come off.
The wheels came off, not only that,
economically. I'm just saying economically they do. And
yeah, and she had been in a private school.
A lot of people go through hard times.
Yeah.
So you say up until she's 15, you say things were okay. And then she had to change schools.
Yeah, she had been in a private school. The private school had to close because they didn't have enough enrollment. And then she went into public school. And when she first started, she did really great.
Okay, so you went from home to a shelter.
Yes.
Yes.
Okay, that's a long way to fall. And for a child, that can be pretty disorienting.
Right. And my understanding was at the age of 15, she had her first drink of alcohol.
I'm just looking at this from a macro standpoint, right? I'm flying over at 10,000 feet right now, and I'm looking down and I see, okay, here's this child whose entire life gets turned upside down. And when we're asking you guys, she went from perfect to just rogue, and you say, why? It's a puzzle.
So I think maybe it's a puzzle because of who she was before, because of the sweet, innocent child that brought me so much joy.
Okay.
Out of all of my kids, I would have never, ever, ever in a million years thought I'd have to worry about her.
We asked you about parenting. You had some interesting things to say about that.
I don't know
said,
what you got there, Dr. Phil.
Well, I took some notes. You said, Jacqueline, you said, actually, I went to counseling and I learned that I was an enabler. I learned that I was spoiling our kids, that I didn't follow through on anything, that I was very lenient, that I was asked when she dropped out of school, and it took several minutes for me to figure out exactly when that was. You weren't even sure what year she dropped out of school. It took you several minutes to kind of work backwards and figure it out.
Yeah.
That's only been 5 or 6 years ago.
Yeah. There's so much going on then, and obviously, you know, I'm not perfect, and I've made mistakes, and I wish I could go back and change them, but this is my current reality, and that's why I'm here. I've got to figure out how to parent her.
We're not talking about you right now.
It's okay.
We're talking about what influences how we got here, because your question to me is how did we get here, because that might inform how to inspire some change. Because let's face it, we're going to meet her in just a second, but she knows, and you know, she's 21.
I know.
She can do anything she wants to do, and I'm wondering why she came. There's a reason she came. There's something that she is hoping for, and I want to ask her what that is. We're going to meet Hannah. She admits she can be bratty, she can be manipulative, but claims she learned those traits from her mother. I'm going to ask her what she means by that. We'll be right back.
What I would like to do is show everyone the real me and set the record straight. I blame my parents for a lot of the problems I've had in the past. When it comes to my parents, I think I'm prostituting myself. What I do on social media is I sell pictures for money. I've made over $1,000. I'm not really doing anything illegal.
And later,
We're here because we need to figure out how to put this back together.
Our family or me? All I know is that I'm getting on a plane and I'm flying home today.
When I think about my daughter Hannah's criminal record, I am flabbergasted.
There's all kinds of stuff on here that I didn't even know that she had done. stolen a car, drove drunk, was operating while intoxicated, larceny from a motor vehicle. She's 21 years old and has so many felonies, I can't even count them.
She should have spent a lot more time in jail than she actually has.
My wife and I feel like she sweet-talked the judges and all she gets is a slap on the wrist. One day it's all going to catch up with her.
Knowing my daughter, I'm pretty sure that she thinks she can even manipulate Dr. Phil into thinking she's an angel. Hannah sitting down face-to-face with Dr. Phil is going to be interesting.
Well, Jacqueline says when her daughter Hannah was small, she did whatever she was asked to do. She says Hannah was so loving, she even called her Joy as a nickname. But out of the blue, at age 15, Hannah first got in trouble with the police for stealing a bottle of perfume. And since then, Jacqueline says her daughter has lived a life of nonstop crime. Now, Hannah says she learned how to manipulate from her mother. Let's take a look.
People make a lot of assumptions about me, especially my parents. What I would like to do is show everyone the real me and set the record straight. Being in jail, it was scary at first, but now I'm not scared of it. Sometimes it can be fun. I met some pretty cool people in there who are actually still my friends today. Going to jail, it's in my past and it's not who I am anymore. I've matured. I'm not who I was when I was 16. I'm very social media famous. Currently on Instagram, I have about 5,000 followers. On Facebook, I have almost 5,000 friends. I don't feel at home when I'm at home. I feel at home when I'm with people who understand me and respect me.
How can people respect you when I don't think you even respect yourself?
What I'm known for is doing whatever I want, whenever I want to. I'm trying to talk to them, and they are still not listening.
Have you ever sold yourself for money?
Are you guys being serious? I think they think I'm prostituting myself or escorting, but that's not the case. What I do on social media is I sell pictures for money. Some guy will message and say, "Send." I don't even use my photo half the time. I have other people's photos that I use, and you send them the picture and they will send you the money. But a lot of times what I do is I tell them to send the money first, and then I just never send the pictures. In the past 2-3 weeks, I've made over $1,000. At this point in my life, I'm not really doing anything illegal, no. My parents have not helped me at all become an adult. I feel like I don't know how to drive or file taxes or a lot of adulting things because my parents did not teach me or help me out at all.
Okay, good to meet you.
You too.
You've been
Phil.
listening to everything, right?
Yes.
So I wanted you to hear
Yep.
everything so you'd be up to speed. Anything you want to respond to about what's been said so far?
That's not what they've been saying in the past few days in the hotel.
You're saying that you had a different conversation about being here in the hotel than they're having with me now, right? Mm-hmm. What was the one in the hotel? Because I wasn't there for that one.
Well, out here on stage, they're saying that they think I'm a prostitute, but in the hotel, they're laughing about what I do to guys on Snapchat.
What do you do on the guys on Snapchat?
I finesse them.
How so?
I ask for the money, and then they send it to me. Like, this one guy sent me $600 one week just for pretty much nothing, just waiting for me to send him pictures that he never got. Mm-hmm. Dumbass.
Right. So some of your social media posts, your comments, "My body is your dream, baby." Followers comments, $500, beautiful. This is a commercial enterprise. You sell the pictures?
Yes.
Why do they not just do screen grabs? Why would they buy the picture?
Because I'm not clothed. Well, that's what they think.
Okay,
is
so
gonna happen.
So these are just teasers, and then you sell them other pictures.
On Snapchat, that's where all that happens.
Yeah. What do they pay you $600 for?
Nothing. Like I said, he was an idiot.
Well, here's what you told my team about how you take money from men you meet on social media. Take a look.
What I do on social media is I sell pictures for money. Some guy will message you and say, send, and then I don't even use my photo half the time. I have other people's photos that I use, and you send them the picture and they will send you the money. But a lot of times what I do is I tell them to send the money first, and then I just never send the pictures. In the past probably 2-3 weeks, I've made over $1,000.
So you don't have a lot of repeat business?
True, correct.
Well, you do want to be careful about that because the penal code in your state says a person with intent to defraud, cheat, or use a false pretense is guilty of the following crime, punishable by felony, value of at least $1,000 but not greater than $20,000, jail not greater than 5 years, or a fine not greater than $10,000, or 3 times the value, whichever is greater. I mean, if you're defrauding, they can prosecute you for that, so you want to be careful about that. I just wanted to say it. You do whatever you want. I just
Another felony.
Yeah.
Hannah.
Just wanted to be
What?
sure. Now,
There's no reason to be so.
do you
extremely
want
upset.
to?
Extremely what?
There's no reason.
Do you want a relationship with your parents?
At this point, I mean, I don't know anyone who wouldn't want a relationship with their parents. Someday they're going to be dead, and I'll probably regret this. But I've been raising myself since I was 16, so they can't raise me anymore. They can't change me anymore.
Right.
This is who I am, and they're going to have to accept it and love me still, or they can just block me out like they always do.
Sure.
I don't care.
What have you had to learn on your own? What did she not teach you?
Well, I still don't know how to drive, obviously.
Right.
That's why I crashed into a mailbox when I stole that car.
Excuse me, but
What? Did he ask you a question?
Tell him
there
what
a
we had to
reason?
do with that money.
What happened to the money that we had saved aside for driver's training? Did it or did it not?
You guys
go-
kicked me out of the house when I was 16, and then I went to
We
juvie.
did not kick you out of the house.
Right, that's what you
did
always say.
that money
You've
not
never
have
been
to
kicked
go
out. If I had
to
messages
your
from when I was
juvenile
16, I would
charges
bring them on the show.
And getting out of jail.
No, excuse me.
Hannah, the choices.
It's not just me you're failing. Since you care so much about my little brother, maybe you should try and, I don't know, raise him better than you raise me.
You know what?
Well, let's add your sister to this mix. We're going to take a break, and Kayla's going to come because she cares very much about you, and she wants to add to the conversation. We'll be right back.
Being on the Dr. Phil show, I feel this could be her last chance for help. I think she thinks that getting thrown into jail and prostituting herself out makes her look cool. In my eyes, I feel like she's a wannabe ghetto girl. She's going to push this ghetto lifestyle too far, and she's gonna make the wrong person angry, and she's gonna end up dead.
And later,
I have self-respect. You brought my mugshots on the show. You brought every worst picture possible from Instagram on the show.
oh no, we didn't.
When it comes to my mom, I think my mom's crazy.
Hannah has a lot of anger, and she likes to take it out on me. She will tell me what a horrible mom I am, how much she hates me. She's going to disown me.
If I had to give my mom a letter grade for being a parent, I would give her a D+. Because she threw me out on the street and let me raise myself.
She blames me for all the problems in her life. The problem with Hannah is she is so lost, she can't see the forest through the trees.
Now, Hannah's older sister, Kayla, says she believes her sister has always sought male love and attention because she didn't feel like she got it at home.
When it comes to my sister Hannah, I think she's very lost. Being on the Dr. Phil show, I feel this could be her last chance for help. When my sister started getting arrested and getting sent to jail, I thought, like, this has got to stop. She started getting arrested so many times that I collected some mugshots of hers. These are the mugshots of my sister. I honestly don't even want to look at these. It makes me disgusted. If you look at the collage, in the beginning, it looks like she's remorseful. But by the end, she just looks so nonchalant about it. When she got out of jail this last time, I asked her what she did to get back in. She told me that she was at a gas station and tried to steal alcohol. She acted like it was no big deal. A few months ago, Hannah admitted to giving sexual favors to men, and I took that as she was prostituting herself. I think she thinks that getting thrown into jail and prostituting herself out makes her look cool.
It's just all the slang.
She's always saying how she's gonna like beat people up too, or, you know, don't with me. So I don't know if she wants to change. In my eyes, I feel like she's a wannabe ghetto girl. She's going to push this ghetto lifestyle too far, and she's gonna make the wrong person angry, and she's gonna end up dead.
Kayla, thank you for being here. You're concerned that she's in danger.
Yes.
And you're concerned that she's pushing the envelope further and further all the time.
Yes.
This was all about me.
It's not, though.
I hope not. Because
No,
that
it's-
seems like all it's been so far, which is
Hannah.
cool, like, whatever, but
Hannah,
what?
we're here because we need to figure out how to put this back together.
Our family or me? Because it seems
I
like me so
can't-
far.
I
I
can't
haven't
change
seen any
you.
of your
No,
guys'
look,
pictures from Instagram.
No, listen, you listened to the first part of this when I told these guys they got their head in the clouds here, that they've got to own everything that they've been doing from the minute you were born. So don't come out here and tell me this is all about you. I talked all about them and their parenting, and they're not owning this, and they're being naive about it, and the whole thing. You heard that. That's why I asked you if you heard everything, because you did. So you know it's not all about you. What do you want them to do different than they're doing now?
I don't see any going back at this point. I'm 21.
Right?
I'm already an adult. It's too late
Too late for what?
for them to. I'm not going to change, so.
Well, okay, then let me ask you this. If there's nothing to do with the family, I don't know why you're saying let's talk about the family. If you're saying there's nothing to do, let me ask you, what's your long-term goal?
Social media? I don't know.
What's your strategy, your tactic? Because that's absolutely possible.
My strategy? I don't really have one. This is me. Everything you see, all these mugshots, all these pictures on Instagram, this is me.
But it's not the real you.
Nothing
Yeah.
is ever going
It's
to
not
come
the real
of
me. Then who's the real me?
Nothing is
We
ever
don't
going to come
know.
of
That
this.
We
that
don't
teenage
know.
girl, that perfect cheerleader, because that was never me.
Nothing is going to come of this at all unless you drop the act that you're doing right now.
Absolutely.
All right now, all you're
Well, then I
doing
guess
is
something's
acting
gonna
in
come of
front of a
this.
camera.
Do you think it? Do you,
Right.
Hannah? Do you think that the things that you are doing
So all
is
of that
normal?
footage I was acting to,
The drinking,
all those pictures,
the drugs,
all the mugshots, it's all an act, right?
the quote unquote.
No,
sex
right
for
now
money.
is the act.
Yeah, you're
Sex
acting.
for money, so
Yes.
now I'm a prostitute again.
What do you want to be famous for?
Shocked.
We just want you to realize that it's not normal behavior.
You need to start owning what you're doing.
Okay.
You're sitting out here wanting to blame us
always
for the
tell
life
us
that you
everything
have
you
now.
think we wanna
But you
hear.
have no
Can-
ownership
I
for
wanna
what
hear
you
Can I
do.
leave
Hold
the
on.
show, or
Do
do I
you-
have to be kicked off?
Do you
Because I'm done with this.
do you guys think that
It was a
she
legit
can
question.
possibly comprehend anything you're saying when you're both talking at the same time?
No.
I'm confused as to what we're talking about.
I'm trying to figure out what you are doing. They can't
I'm just
control
living
you.
my life. They asked me if I wanted to be on Dr. Phil. I said, who wouldn't want to be on Dr. Phil?
Their concern is that you become a contributing member of society and self-sufficient so you can take care of yourself. That's their concern.
Absolutely.
I'm just curious who you're so angry at.
Them.
All right. We're going to take a break, and when we come back, they're going to be gone for a little while, and I'm going to talk to her. We'll be right back. They can't tell you to do anything.
So then why are we all here on the show?
I'm trying to help you.
They help how? Because I'm not going to rehab.
I asked them to leave because it's obvious that you guys have,
Yeah.
they grate on your nerves, and
They're sitting over here shaking their heads like they didn't know this was going to happen.
having a rebellious attitude against them is counterintuitive because, as you point out, you're 21. They can't tell you to do anything
So then why are we all here on the show?
because people that don't control you but love you, your sister, your parents, do love you, and they have a feeling, and this feeling I share, is that you are selling yourself short. Because I look at what you're doing on the internet, and it tells me that if you valued yourself more if you truly thought you were better and deserved better, you would require more of yourself. When I see you spending so much time in jail, and I put together a timeline so I could get a feel of it overall, and I stretched it out from the little petty things of not going to school in juvie starting in May all the way through. I mean, it's a wraparound all the way through. You spent a lot of time in jail, and I believe that people create the results in their life they think they deserve. And I'm just curious what you're so mad at yourself about.
I'm not mad at myself.
Why are you treating yourself so badly?
I think her problems...
Hang on.
Okay.
Just answer that question, then I'll let you say whatever you want.
Yeah,
why are you
let's
treating
go.
yourself so badly?
I'm not treating myself badly. Maybe I have in the past, but as of late, I treat myself... I have self-respect. Clearly, it doesn't look like it, but you brought my mug shots on the show, and you brought every worst picture possible from Instagram on the show.
Oh, no, we didn't.
All right. All I know is that I'm getting on a plane and I'm flying home today. I just want to go home. Can my sister talk? I want to hear what she has to say.
Sure.
I think her problems, not all of them obviously, but they stem from her childhood, clearly. But I think it has a lot to do with things that my stepdad did unintentionally, just things that he would say to her. I think it really ruined her self-esteem, and I'm sorry.
It's okay. So what are you saying?
I'm saying I hate for you to come here and have a chip on your shoulder like you seem to have and just turn a deaf ear and say, I just want to get on a plane and go home, when I'm trying to help you.
Okay, help how? Because I'm not going to rehab. Not going.
Yeah, I ain't sending you to rehab.
Okay.
I didn't offer.
Perfect.
So no worries there. Do you really think you've got a grip on where you are and you got your life rolling the way you want it to?
Probably not.
And you got to ask yourself, what am I doing to make things better today than they were yesterday? And
Well, I'm sitting here with you.
that's right. And I do give you credit for coming here.
Thank you.
I really do.
That's a lot.
But, you know, I think what you need is, I think you need a life coach.
A life coach?
Yeah, I think you need somebody that really knows what you're doing, really knows the internet, really knows this business, really knows what you're doing, and can help you with branding and help you with feeling better about who you are and what you're putting out there, so you truly can be proud of who you are and what you're doing. And you can't do that with a chip on your shoulder.
I'm confused. I need a life coach? This is what you're telling me.
That's one thing I'm telling you.
So I don't need them? Because I already knew that.
Okay, well, I'll tell you what, when you feel like you understand this and you think you want some help, you know where I am, okay? Because I ain't gonna chase you.
Okay.
We'll be right back.
We don't like being here. I mean, no offense.
He comes out and tells me I'm not doing a good job. Your daughter tells me to kiss her ass. Another great job by Dr. Phil. What do you think about what I'm saying to Hannah?
Well, right now, we don't think that the reason why we came is getting brought up as often as we thought.
Which is?
I realized that we were thinking that we could get Hannah to realize her worth to our family and her worth as part of society. I understand she sat there and told you she wants nothing to do with us. So I don't know if it means that that part of it's over with. And this is what happens every time we deal with Hannah. She knows how to get to her mother.
I'm in pain. That's my child. Not only does she do drugs and she smokes and she drinks and marijuana and selling her body, I believe there's something mentally wrong. I don't know how to fix her. We don't know how to parent her. We know she's 21. We know that what's done is done, but we're here trying to help. I'm willing to take any criticism you give me so that I can help her. We don't like being here. I mean, no offense, but...
Well, how exactly is that not offensive?
Not my
He comes out and tells me I'm not
tea.
doing a good job. You tell me you don't like being here.
This is not
Your
our
daughter
normal.
tells me to kiss her ass. Other than that, this is going... Another great job by Dr. Phil.
Hi. It was hard. It's hard watching
Well,
this.
it's not over here, but let's go back to you. You're telling me how I'm not doing my job. Straighten me out. No, seriously, straighten me out.
I didn't mean that you weren't doing your job, so to speak. I just thought that we had different expectations as to what. Once Hannah told us that she doesn't want anything to do with us anymore, that kind of took why we came off the table. So now, whatever happens...
Well, let's be specific. What expectation of yours has been violated? I mean, I don't own your expectations, so I don't really care, but tell me what expectation
I never
was.
thought that our daughter would sit there and say, no, I don't want anything to do with my parents. That was never any... she's been mad at me. She told me she hated me last night. All of that kind of stuff. She has never once told me, I don't want anything to do with you guys.
Hell, you raised her. What is it you want me to say or not say that I haven't said or not said so far?
I don't really think there is anything.
Well, you came out criticizing what I'm doing. I mean, own it. What are you saying that you want me to say or do? I'm not finished yet, but you're wanting to grade my paper midterm, so give me a midterm grade.
I guess I stuck my foot in my mouth, and it wasn't intended.
Yeah, well, don't let your alligator mouth overload your hummingbird ass and come out here and tell me.
I understand that.
All of a sudden now she has to engage in an adult conversation, and all of her bad girl tactics all of a sudden don't have any role. Nobody likes to confess in a crowd.
When Hannah was younger, she had dreams of going to college with her very best friend.
What I want to do with my life is I do want to be successful. I want to end up having a nice car, a nice house, married, kids, all that. My plans are life-wise, job-wise, I don't even know.
My wife and I at this time don't think Hannah has a clue at what it takes to live a life and support yourself.
Hannah may have some grand dreams, but she has to understand in order to have these dreams, you actually have to work for them.
Nobody confesses in a crowd. Look, I train interrogators, and I've done interrogation for law enforcement nationwide. Nobody confesses in a crowd. And you've got to give somebody a face-saving way. And for her to drop the bad girl act, she said, why'd you come here? Well, who wouldn't want to come on the Dr. Phil show? That's true for her because she wants to build a following, and so now she's in front of millions of people, so she's thinking, well, wow, a great opportunity. But then she starts getting asked questions that penetrate the anger because she's used to people responding to the anger and clashing with her, and she couldn't get me in a fight. And when she couldn't get me in a fight, she couldn't get me to argue with her, then she didn't know what to do. Because I just kept saying, what do you want? What's your goal? Let's talk about achieving it. instead of judging her, criticizing her, putting her down, accusing her of things, which is always what's happened because she's been in conflict with authority since she's been 16. So when you engage a rebellious personality from an authoritative standpoint, you get clash, clash, clash. But I instead engaged her adult to adult and said, well, hey, you know, if that's your goal, let's talk about achieving it. All of a sudden now she has to engage in an adult conversation, and all of her bad girl tactics all of a sudden don't have any role, and she doesn't know what to do. And I've got one mode, anger, and the other is run. I said, what I don't want you to do is leave here and 2 days later say, oh my God, I went there, I sat in front of somebody that was not judging me, has resources and connections that's offered to help me, not judge me, and I ran my typical number and shot myself in the foot. And she's backstage right now and just told our producers that that's exactly what she did. She said, I froze, I got confused, and I said she didn't understand what a life coach was. She froze, she confused, and she said, she's sitting back there now saying, oh God, you know, she gets it. Nobody likes to confess in a crowd. So your job, I'm deputizing you.
Okay.
Okay? I'm not through with her. I'm just giving her a break here. She just needs to get away from this. Stand up, Anthony. This is Anthony Haskins. Anthony is our resource director. We have a network of therapists, life coaches, treatment centers. We have the best network in America. And I'm going to get you and her and Anthony together, and we're going to start building a team around her. Anthony, I want to do several things. I want to get a life coach for her, someone that can deal with everything that's going on within her, as well as start working her up a self-sustaining business plan so she can be proud of something. She needs to observe herself achieving things that she can be proud of. She needs to observe herself do that so she can begin to attribute to herself accomplishments of which she is proud. And that's why it's a life coach. And I also want her to have an exercise physiologist because she needs to start taking care of her body. I'm not interested in a family therapist just yet because she needs to enter that arena from a position of strength, not weakness. And right now she is targeted as the target patient, the squeaky wheel, and she will enter with a target on her. She needs to enter from strength, not weakness. So you need to give me an opportunity to strengthen her, get her vertical, get her where she feels like, hey, I got some things going on, and now I can come to family counseling, look you people in the eye, and hold my head up with pride instead of down with shame, and we'll begin there. Other than that, I have no plan. Okay? I'm just messing with you. I know.
Now I understand all.
No, I'm just messing with you, seriously. I'm a dad. I know what you think. All right, that's it for today. I want to thank all of my guests. We will follow up on this, and we'll see if we can't get this young lady headed in the right direction. We'll see you next time.